Thank you for pressing play to watch the video that I have to share with you today. My name is Dana and my channel name is Gemstone Stitches. You can also find me on Instagram at Gemstone Stitches. I hope everybody is doing really well today out there in the Floss Tube world and otherwise. I am getting on here to share an update of my progress with my current WIPs, and also I have some pattern stash to share. I finally have purchased some more patterns. It's been a while, so I'm really excited about that. I am about to start work finally. It's been a while. I think my interview was all the way back in March or April, and they told me I had the job a week later, and it's been this long before I was able to actually start on Monday, August 19th. And I'm actually really thankful for that because I got to have the whole summer to spend with my kids and really enjoy all those fun summer activities and enjoy the weather as well. It will be a big change for our family because I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost the past 2 years, and prior to that I did work, but I only worked 3 days a week. I worked part-time 24 hours. So that will be the big change, and also my daughter hasn't never been to daycare. So there will be an adjustment period for a while, but I know everything will be all right. We just have to get adjusted to the new routine and see how it goes. I will let you know. So let's get into it. The first WIP that I have to share, I think the last time I talked to you, I had just finished a page on my Heaven and Earth design, and I was gonna work on my Sweet Dreams Stalking by Dimensions Gold, and this is what it looks like finished. And I'll insert a picture of where it is, or where it was the last time I shared. And here it is now. I worked a lot on all of the items in Santa's present sack. So I got all these presents completed, probably did some details on maybe the drum and the doll here. And then I also did all the red, I think, in his hat. Anytime that there was some extra thread color left over here, if I saw that symbol somewhere else, I would cut off that extra thread and then use it up over here rather than putting it away, which a lot of times that was the green part in the Christmas tree. So I was able to work my way all the way over here and get quite a bit accomplished on this side of the stocking. So next time that I bring it out, I'm gonna work my way over this way until I can find the other edge of the stocking. So it'll be a lot of Christmas tree. And this Christmas tree is quite detailed. It has a lot going on it compared to my last stocking. So it might be slow going, but it's really pretty. After I worked on that, I pulled out my Long Dog Sampler Spirit of Veerland project. This is what it looks like completed. Now don't be fooled, that looks kind of small, but this project is going to be so big when it's done. So here is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is what it looks like now. Part of it is covered in the Q-snap here because I'm kind of working my way all the way over to the other side. The fabric comes to right here. So I was able to complete the whole second page. Besides right here, you'll see a blank spot, and that is where you can personalize the project. On the show pattern, or the front cover pattern, the finished, it has right there, it has ANNO and then a year. So I haven't stitched anything in that part of it. I'm quite sure that I'm going to put the year that I finish it in the bottom. And then as far as the letters go, I'm thinking it will be the first initial of my family's name for myself and my husband and my 2 kids, because that is exactly 4 letters. But I'm gonna keep thinking on that a little bit because there might be other options. So I got these big flower pots done, and I'm about halfway through with this flower pot, and I have the tops of these other motifs completed. I'm over to here on the alphabet. The alphabet is strange. It's missing letters, and some, like, one letter might be missing out of this big large one, but when you get to the small one, that letter is there. Same with this medium size alphabet. So I don't really know exactly why that is. I'm sure there's a reason, but it's a little bit odd. I really enjoy working on this one though. It's so easy to just have one color of thread to work with. So I have all the way, I've finished half of this motif, so I need to work my way over and finish that side. I'm stitching it on 32 count Belfast, and the color of the fabric is lilac, and then the thread is 550 DMC. So after I worked on that, we were heading to Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire for a little family trip. So I decided to pack my year of flowers by the drawn thread. I packed that WIP because it was about the end of July and I hadn't, there's a nice big picture of the July block there. I hadn't finished it yet. So that was the plan, to work on that. And I did get to work on that while I was there. It was really, really nice. I got to sit in a hammock and listen to nature. Sorry, I'm trying to find something real quick here. I wanted to share with you the names of the flowers. Oh, here we are. Okay. I got to sit in a hammock and view the lake and the trees and the mountains, and also if my kids were playing with my in-laws or with my husband, I could hear them and just relax and stitch. It was so nice. I'll insert a picture here. Of that view. I took a picture of it because I had to capture the moment. But yeah, I finished the July block. So this is what it looks like now. Over halfway through the year. So January is a carnation, February is a violet, March is a jonquil, April is Sweet Pea, May, Lily of the Valley, June is a Rose, and July is Larkspur. And then August is Poppy. So I'm sure that will be red. I was excited to bring in this bright blue color. It's really pretty. So August, no, Poppy looks yellow actually. Right there. So there you go. I always thought all poppies were red. Okay. The other thing that I brought with me to the lake in case I had some more time was a project that I actually started at the lake last year. And it's this Ink Circles forest flower. And this is a project that I bought at my local needlework shop called The Wooden Needle in Stowe, Vermont. And I wasn't thrilled with the brown part of the brown colors. So when I was there, I went ahead and searched through their Gentle Art threads to find my own colors. So here is what it looked like the last time you saw it. And this is what it looks like now. You might notice that the colors are a little bit different, and that's because I did end up changing a couple of them. Because when I was choosing the threads at the store, I was looking at it with a very light fabric or even a white fabric. But whenever I actually started stitching it, it's on this 32 count Smoky Pearl Belfast. So the colors didn't, well, I only stitched this light purple color on there. And while it looks like enough of a contrast right now, it definitely just blended with the fabric. This is called Misty Harbor. So I frogged all that and I replaced it with this darker pink purple color. You can see that's what it is now, is this DMC 3835. And then I also had Gentle Arts dungarees. I hadn't even stitched it in yet, but again, once those little tiny stitches go in, I think it's gonna blend way too much. So instead of I didn't even try this. Instead of that, I put in color 471. You can see it's gonna be that round green color right there. The other colors that I've used that I'm keeping in are this black raspberry jam, island blue, and grape leaf. So those all really pop on the fabric and they're really pretty. I'm not 100% thrilled with how the colors all go together, but that being said, I am happy with it, and I've already spent so much time on, you know, thinking about these colors and stuff. I'm not going to further do that. I'm just gonna be happy with what I got, because this is just a fun project, and it's kind of a learning lesson that maybe I should just stick with what the designer calls for, because it's kind of hard to pick colors. I think it's pretty though. These are my type of colors, the blues, purples, greens. So I've worked my way out to this corner. So I have to do that all the way around. And it is kind of slow going because I'm stitching this 1/1 on 32 count. So it's small. It's supposed to be twice the size basically. So even though it's just this itty bitty section, it looks like it might have taken 10 minutes. It's actually a lot more than that. Actually, it might only take 10 minutes, but there's a lot of little stitches in there. So when I was at the lake, I did not complete all this at all. No way. I think I stitched maybe 20 stitches in it, and I didn't want to put it away. I wanted to keep it out and make a dent in it and make some progress. So I've been stitching on this since the beginning of August, really. And that's how far I've gotten. It's been a little busy around here. I'm trying to just get real organized and ready to go to work. Okay. Got a mess. Mess. Let me see what I've got going on. Now I'm going to talk about my patterns that I bought. And just to let you know, the next time that the next thing I'm going to bring out, which is even maybe today if I get time, is my Heaven and Earth Peacock Days project. I want to spend some time on this. I'm going to be working over here. This is the end of the page, or end of the top row. It's a partial page. So I'm hoping by the time I get a video up again, I might have the very top row done of that project, which would be quite the accomplishment. It's many years in the making just to get that far, and I still have a long ways to go, so I need to keep bringing it out as much as possible. All right, so my patterns. I'm so excited about these because a lot of them are designers that I've admired but haven't bought any of them yet. The first one that I got was Lavender Lace, and this is called Emma's Garden. I just think she is so darling with those curls in her hair, looking down at the flowers, that little dress and bright pink flowers, and then of course the lace at the bottom is really pretty. I love it, love it. I can't really say that I can picture my daughter being this little girl because the little girl here is a little older than my daughter, and I don't think my daughter's gonna have that blonde hair. Her hair's a little bit darker. But she's so sweet. I really liked that one. And then I got another Lavender and Lace, and it is called Sweet Dreams. And it's just a mother holding her baby. I like the dark, vibrant colors of blue and the reds. And, you know, just a mother admiring her little baby. Kind of almost reminds me of my mom's hair. My mom has dark hair like that. And then I did get some fabric to stitch it on. It's 32 count raw natural linen. So it'll be on that. The next one I got is it's called Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things. This is definitely a good pattern or design for our family because my husband and I start our day with coffee We are coffee drinkers. So I want to stitch it up and put it by our Keurig machine. And then I got a Mirabilia. I got the Emerald Fairy, Maze Emerald Fairy. And that's what she looks like. It's almost like she has red hair. But my daughter's birthday is in May, so I thought I'd stitch this up for her. I'm not exactly sure what fabric I want to put it on. I'm not a big fan of it being on this bright white because she has the bright white in her wings and her dress. I'm not even sure if you stitch. I think you definitely stitch her dress, but I'm not sure you stitch the wings. So that'll be something that I have to think about. I'd like to change the fabric. And I was thinking if I were to change the fabric to a darker one and you're not supposed to stitch the wings, I would go ahead and stitch them in some sort of iridescent type thread, make it a little glittery. If you have any ideas on what color fabric I should use, let me know. But I'm excited because I get to use some sparkly threads here, and there's definitely beads, and then for the first time I'll be using some treasures. So that'll be fun. I also want to get the Tea Fairy because my daughter's name is Tinsley. There's also a Tea Mermaid, but I'm not a big fan of the mermaid because I don't know, there's just not enough detail on the face of that one. So I was thinking I would get the Tea Fairy and also stitch that to go along with this. I have to say I'm not very in with everyone else who loves Mirabilias. I do like the Mirabilias, but a lot of times I'm just not a fan of the face. Like, if you compare like this little girl's face to the fairy's face, I'm just definitely more drawn to that sort of thing. Can't really tell you exactly why. The next thing I got is by Joan Elliott, and it is called Victorian Dollhouse. This big one. I think Elizabeth, her channel is Running Stitch. She was stitching on this, and it looked really good, and I've been wanting it since. And it's a Joan Elliott, so I'm ticking off Lavender Lace, Mirabilia, and now Joan Elliott. And I love dollhouses. I just love them. I think I've mentioned that before because I have Up on the Rooftop by Tilton Craft, and then this one. And one of my very favorite places in the world is at the Museum of Art in Chicago. They have a whole section of miniature rooms. It's kind of like a dollhouse room, and it's so absolutely detailed, and I could just spend the whole day in there looking at each one. I just love them. And I'm going to build a dollhouse one day from scratch with my daughter. Hopefully she'll want to do that when she's older, but it's something that I really want to do. Even if she doesn't want to do it, I might just do it myself because it's really fun. Then I got a bunch of drawn threads. I finally got a Halloween pattern. Trick or Treat. And then I got the welcomes. So Welcome Autumn, welcome winter, welcome spring, and welcome fall. So these can, or not fall, summer, welcome summer. So these can go with my gardens that I've done by the Drawn Thread that can just change as the seasons go by near my front entryway. Maybe by the time I'm, 50 or 60 years old, I'll finally get them all completed and framed up and be able to start rotating them. Another thing I would like to do one day is all the, what are they? They're by Lavender and Lace, and they're of women, holding flowers, and there's usually a border around them. I can't think of what they are, but I think most people know about them. But there's one for all the seasons, and I think there's even one for Christmas, Noel. Celtic Noel, I think that's the one I'm drawn to the most. I think it's so pretty. And I actually have seen that stitched up at the state fair, I think, in Nebraska. Someone stitched that up. And I think they stitched it on a very small count because it was not that big. But when I see people stitch these on Floss Tube, they seem a lot larger. So she must have stitched it on a really high count fabric, or stitched it 1/1 instead of 2/2 maybe, I don't know. But it was really, really pretty. So ever since I've seen that, I've wanted to stitch it myself. So that's about all I have to share with you today. We've just been enjoying our summer over here. We had such a great time at the lake. It was beautiful. There's a bunch of blueberry bushes there. So every day we would pick blueberry. You would stand in the water, and the bushes are kind of hanging down at the water's edge, and you just pick the blueberries and eat them. I love to search for mica. That's that really shiny rock or mineral that is floating around at the bottom of the lake, and I collect that every time I go. Of course, just seeing the kids really enjoy the water. And there's like two little beaches where there's sand. Just play in the sand, enjoy the water, get more comfortable in the water. And that's always a lot of fun. Yeah, it's just good times. There's always a happy hour. And then we play cards at night. It's really fun. And then you do it all over again. I was able to run this time while I was there. I'd never got myself to the road and ran. I did that this time. And my husband water skis. He's pretty awesome. He can go all the way around the lake, and then he does this little trick. They'll take him by on the boat near the dock, and he kicks off one of his water skis and starts skiing on one. So he's going around the lake with his foot in the water ski, and then his other foot's just kind of resting behind it. And, I mean, it's just amazing because I cannot water ski. I've tried, I don't know how many times, at least 3 different times, and I just I can't do it. I get up, but then I fall, and yeah, it's a terrible experience. I won't go into the details. Sometimes the fall is like not good. But anyhow, it's a really, really, really fun place to go, and we'll get to go every year, I think. So that'll be really exciting for us. It's my husband's favorite place to be. It's this old house built in 1898 by my in-laws' family. There's no indoor plumbing, so you use the outhouse, and You use a special soap in the lake that doesn't mess up the lake. That's where you wash up every day. So yeah, it's just different, and you're not, you know, connected to social media and electronics all day. There's no television, so it's just nice. Come back recharged. All right, that's about it. I am going to be, like I said, starting work, so next time I will let you know how that goes, and I'll hopefully have another page finish on my Heaven and Earth design, maybe a new start, I don't know. I hope, like again I said, I hope you all are doing well, and happy stitching. Take care. Bye.